Hello and welcome to the Grizzled Warmaster. My name is Doug, and today we're going to do a bit of a rambling video. Been kind of busy lately. It's been hard to get videos out on time, but I'm going to give it a shot here. Um, it was my wife's birthday this week, and had a few other things happen. But anyways, so let's do a little bit of rambling, and we're going to talk today about Lord Kroak. Uh, Earlier in the week, we got a community article about the release of this stunning new model of Kroak. It just looks amazing. The detail on this, much like most of the recent Age of Sigmar releases, it's just stunning. This guy looks incredibly cool. Kind of frustrating because I just like 2 months ago bought the old resin model, so wish I'd known this was coming out. I wouldn't have wasted my money on that. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Just check out the detail on this. Look at that little looks like a stormcast head down here on a chain. This looks like it's some sort of broken ruins. They said this thing is supposed to look a little bit like the Realm Shaper engine. Also kind of looks like it's obviously got the runes and stuff from the Slann, but it also looks a bit like Teclis's Engines of Enlightenment, or whatever those terrain pieces nobody uses because they cost 100 points. They're silly, but it is reminiscent of that. Still got the floating palanquin. You got the ivory tusks down below. You got this little head tucked in a niche here, or mask or something like that. Looks super cool. The snake head with the gem in it looks amazing. Bunches of snakes on the throne. You got the attendant here. Just looks phenomenal. And if we zoom in a little closer, Lord Kroak looks a little fleshier than normal. He's still got his mummy wrappings on him. And if you flip over to the other, you can put him with a mask, but he still looks considerably more flesh on the bone than he used to. So I don't know if that means something is going on with him. Now, as cool as this model is, there's a close-up on that mask. Oh, and there's two snake heads there. The other one was blocked by this thing in the other image. But anyways, as cool as the model is, and looking at it, what we're here about is talking about how this is going to impact competitive play. And they said here he is getting a new war scroll. They say later in the article, and then you're gonna have to wait for it. So it's supposition time here. I'm of the opinion, based on this new model and based on everything that's been going on, they are going to bump Kroak up to the god tier, along with Teclis and Marathi, to a much larger extent. Obviously Nagash, Catacross, those kind of levels of one would hope that eventually we're going to get Malarian. I don't know how many points Bellicor is, but he's got to be pushing that. You've got Archeon, so you've got those higher level, like the epitome of their battle, their faction, and even their Grand Alliance to a degree. But anyway, so I think we're going to get a Kroak that is closer to the 500 to 600 point realm and more powerful than he currently is. And I know he is incredibly powerful, and many people would argue undercosted for what he can do. But I think they're going to bump that up. I think he's going to be even more incredibly potent. So what would that potentially look like? Right now, he's already got a 4-up after save for resisting wounds and mortal wounds. So that's pretty incredible on its own. He's got the potential to buy 10 more wounds essentially with 100 points, because he benefits from, as a Slann, he benefits from the Temple Guard. So pretty easily you can, if you're worried about him getting killed off, you don't really have to. You can get him extra wounds. He's an incredible spellcaster with 3 casts, I believe. Plus, he gets a +1 inherent because he's a Slann. He should have more than that, so I think that will be bumped up. He can, he can take the different constellations. So or not constellations, great, the star alignments, whatever they're called. I'm blanking on it right now. He could get the one that gives him another +1 to cast, so he could be a +2 caster. I have a feeling that he'll have even more in that sense. He'll have a bigger plus to it. Maybe he'll go up to being able to cast 4 spells. They're being fairly unique with things, so I don't think we're gonna see something like Teclis's, where he just automatically casts at a certain level. I think they're gonna play with that a little more. I'd like to see him get a bigger bonus to dispelling, so he can just totally shut down the enemy, because he can hit the whole board with a dispel. And if he gets a +2, +3, he can really play havoc with other people's casting. That would be awesome. So I don't think he needs much in the defensive realm. I think he needs a slight increase in his spell casting to bring him up to that god tier. I think he needs to know all of the spells in the lore that the Slann use, Celestial, I think it's called. But it's just ridiculous that he doesn't already know it. And I'm sure that was to keep his points value down. But if we're going to raise him up, let's let him have access to all of the spells. That would be great. And then offensively, you don't really want him in combat. So I think what we're going to see to bring him up in points is some more special abilities. He's got the ability to get up to 3 command points. Pretty awesome. And the Dead for Innumerable Ages gives him that 4+ to resist wounds and mortal wounds. So I think we're going to have him get a couple of more abilities. Not sure what those would be, but let's take some guess, or maybe throw out what we might like. I'd like him to have the ability to personally teleport a unit, whether he is in Starborn or not. He can teleport. Doesn't use the Starborn's teleport up if they're going to, if he's going to teleport, or he can teleport even if he's in the Coalesced. That may be overpowered, but I think it would be really cool and harken back to the last edition of the book, when you could take the Great Rememberer and teleport up to 2 people. I think it was the Great Rememberer that allowed you to teleport 2 units instead of just 1 in the turn. Alternatively, or in addition, how about if he gives up a spell casting, he automatically just gets 3 summoning points. He doesn't roll a d3. I think that could be interesting. And I don't know where else you would really want to go. He's, like I said, he's got plenty of defense. You're not worried about physical offense. You can do a few minor tweaks to just give him a little bit of a bump in the spells he knows, how many he can cast, and then give him another plus. I think that would be enough on the spell casting. So then it's the special abilities, and I think something along the lines of another teleport, better celestial conjuration. Although the problem with that is he would have to have an ability that was, if he's in Coalesced, he has, or not Coalesced, if he's in Starborn, he has better celestial conjuration. But if he's not, if he's in Coalesced, he gets this other benefit. Not sure what the other side of that would be, because you would presume that would be under the same rule. If they were going to do something, it'd be, maybe you call that the Great Rememberer. Is, hey, if you're in Starborn, you get 3 summoning points instead of D3. If you're in Coalesced, you get kind of blanking on what ability would be similar to that. Maybe he makes the Temple Guard better when they're near him. That could be cool. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people think about what special abilities you would like to see. Do you agree that he's going to be bumped up to the god tier? And if so, what's that going to look like? Is he going to be personally better? Is he going to make your army better? I can think of lots of cool ideas if he's in a coalesced. I mean, not in a coalesced. Sorry, I keep saying that. He's in a Starborn army. Not sure what really to do with him in a coalesced army. I mean, he's super powerful in either one. So, yeah. So short video this week, guys. I just wanted to kind of dive in, take a look at this model, and then kind of make some assumptions, some guesses, or throw out some ideas of what I'd like to see with him. I really hope they're going with him in a god tier, because they put this line in here. He's one of the strongest wizards in the mortal realms. In the world that was, he was the strongest. He would wipe the floor with Nagash, in my opinion. He was just so much more powerful than anybody. He stopped the moon that the Skaven blew up from destroying the world. He, maintained a force field during the Chaos Invasion for years and years at a time, and then when that was being overrun, he just created a new sun that wiped out all of the demons in the area. So I mean, he's crazy powerful. He's way beyond Teclis in his magical abilities. Again, way beyond Nagash in the world that was. Probably not here, because Nagash is now the god of the undead. He's not just the great necromancer. So anyways, I'm really excited about this model. Definitely going to pick it up, even though I just bought the old one. I have been slowly but surely building up a Seraphon army, so I'm not sure when I'll get it on the table, but because I'm really keen to play the Lumineth, but I'm going to continue building it, and this guy I can see being a centerpiece going forward. So thanks for your time, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would, please share with a friend. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.